Hi, this is Stephen from OWNorDisown. Today I am reviewing the Eluktronics Mag 15U. It's a lightweight business-oriented laptop with long battery life and a dedicated graphics card to help accelerate programs using CUDA and some casual gaming. Like the Mag 15, it's an all-magnesium chassis, and since it has the same footprint, it can use the same D-brand skins and wraps to customize its look. Unlike the LG Gram, it is solidly built with little to no flex. Let's look at its specs. The CPU is a 15-watt i7-8565U with 4 cores and 8 threads. Base clock is 1.8 GHz with a single core boost of 4.6 GHz. NVMe storage starts with 512 GB and goes up to 2 TB. Now my unit comes with 1 TB and 16 GB of RAM running in single channel. This can be maxed out to 32 GB again in single channel. The dedicated GPU is the MX250. It's the more powerful 25-watt part, and I will show you how it games at 720p and its native 1080p resolution. The IPS panel is 60 Hz, and as you will see, it is a good one. The battery is a whopping 90 watt-hour, good for 11 hours, 20 minutes of runtime at 25% brightness. In comparison, the regular Mag 15 lasted about 7 hours. Now starting price is $1,300 and my configuration costs $1,450. If you don't need the processing power of the Mag 15, you may opt for the lighter Mag U and save yourself $300 in the process. The magnesium bottom cover is nice and rigid and has some good air intakes. Once inside, you will see the system is cooled with one fan, leaving quite a large space where the second fan would normally be. In total, you have 2 M.2 slots with one open, so in theory you can have up to 4 TB of storage. There's only one RAM slot, but it is dual ranked rather than single, so that would help performance slightly. The CPU and GPU are here with 2 shared heat pipes and the Intel 9560 Wi-Fi card. The single fan no doubt helps keep fan noise to a minimum, and at load we are only at 41 decibels, and with the turbofan activated this increases to 45 decibels. Sure, you can hear it, but it's nothing bad considering how thin the unit is. Under load, it does get quite warm in the centre of the keyboard, but the palm rests remain cool. Underneath, where the 2 heat pipes are, it definitely gets rather toasty, but doing some office tasks or editing videos, it doesn't get this warm and it's comfortable on your lap. If you desire complete silence, you can turn on office mode, which sets both the short and long-term power to only 10 watts and lower the fan speed to 0. The second mode is called gaming mode, and when at desktop and you choose high performance, the PL1 switches to 25 watts and the PL2 to 40 watts, and the CPU goes to about 6 to 7 watts. Switching to equilibrium mode keeps the same PL1 and PL2 limits, but the CPU drops to 3 watts, so it's a good option for having a great battery life and decent performance under load, as there is negligible difference as you can see in this gameplay video. Choose power saver if you want the best battery life, as it lowers the CPU to below 2 watts. So let's have a look at its weight. We're talking 3 pounds 2 ounces, and with the power brick, a 65 watt brick, only 3 pounds 14 ounces. That's very light. The regular 15 is 4 pounds 2 ounces, but the much bigger power brick bumps that up to 5 pounds 15 ounces, so around about a 2 pound difference. So looking at the ports on the right hand side, we've got the 15U on the top and the 15 on the bottom, and you can see here a little plastic strip where the Wi-Fi antenna is located. Now you don't have a SD card reader on the 15U, you have micro SD on the other side, but you do have a full-size SD card on the regular 15, so if that's important to you, that's probably the way to go. Now you have 2 USB ports here on the right on the 15, while only 1 on the 15U. And but you do have the USB-C port here on the 15U with no Thunderbolt. You have HDMI and the power connector. So here on the left-hand side, you have the Ethernet jack here on the left, USB 2, and then a USB 3.1 here, a combo headphone mic jack, and here is the micro SD card reader. And looking around the back, the regular 15 has, a lot more ports around the back, including the Thunderbolt port, the HDMI and the Ethernet port, and as well as the power connector, whilst it's more of a clean look on the 15U. And you actually can quite see the difference in thickness there. So the keyboard layout is the same for the 15 and the 15U. Trackpad, same size, both Windows Precision. One notable difference is the anodizing on the 15 is black, whilst on the 15U it's grey. Keyboard is backlit, RGB backlit on the 15, whilst it's just white on the 15U. And also to activate the gaming center, there's a dedicated button on the 15, whilst you've got to press the F5 key on the 15U. Now, one thing, of course, is the 15 has a mechanical keyboard. So there's a certain amount of clickiness compared to the membrane keyboard on the 15U. Now, the other difference in terms of lighting is the regular Mag 15 does have a light bar here, but that also can be turned off, so it can be also used in a business setting. Yeah. So let's compare the screens between the Mag 15 on the right and the 15U on the left. Now, both are 15-inch 1080p, 144 Hz on the regular 15, 60 Hz on the 15U. But the colour gamut is pretty much the same, around about 94% of sRGB, and the max brightness of 329 nits. And I would say, both are pretty good for content creation. Now, both the 15 and the 15U have a Windows Hello IR camera up the top, and they both actually work pretty fast, I think. Alright, so as for backlight bleed, the Mag 15 on the right certainly has a little bit more than the bottom left hand corner, whilst I would say the 15U has more of a glow in the top left. So let's compare the speakers between the 15U on the left and the regular 15 here on the right. So first off, the 15. And the 15U. If you're into real-time audio, I am pleased to confirm that the Mag 15U passed my latency mon test. Since we have the 25 watt MX250 on board, let's see how it games. I tested 720p using high or ultra settings and at 1080p using low settings. This should give you an idea of what the machine is capable of. I tested using gaming mode with the high performance preset and turbofan activated. On occasion, I did see the CPU drop to 5 watts and I would have to restart the test, and it would then hold around about 17 watts. I have no idea what caused this, but if you see this happen, just restart the game and you should be fine. On the whole though, the CPU held a nice boost clock, maintaining over 3000 MHz, which is in stark contrast to the i7-10510U in the HP NV360. Now, the hottest the GPU got was 81 and the CPU 90 degrees Celsius. But on average, the CPU was in the low to mid 80s and gameplay was fluid, even in fast games such as Overwatch. 1080p low settings will generally provide more FPS than 720p ultra settings, but either way, you will average over 60 FPS in these games. You will likely have to drop to 720p low to medium settings for more taxing AAA titles. So how well does the i7-8565U hold up in non-gaming workloads? Well, in Cinebench R20, it beats the i7-10510U in the NV360, and is actually only 13% behind the 45 watt i5-9300H, but it's about 50% behind the i7-9750H in the regular Mag 15. The 7-zip benchmark measures compression and decompression speed and gives a total score in millions of instructions per second. Here, the i7-8565U is 11% behind the i5-9300H and 20% behind the 6-core i7-9750H. Still, this is a decent performance and shows it's more than capable for heavy office applications. Using a Dolby Media encoder to encode a 4GB 1080p video file using H.265, the Mag 15U was 9% slower than the i5-9300H and 87% slower than the Mag 15 and its i7-9750H when using the CPU only. But the big benefit of the Adobe suite is that it can be accelerated using the GPU, and both the MX250 in the Mag 15U and the 2070 Max-Q in the regular Mag 15 complete the task in about 1 minute. So it shows it's a very capable content creation machine. So should you buy the regular Mag 15 or the Mag 15U? Well, both are very well built. They both have a small footprint and are light enough to carry on business trips. The Mag 15 has a full-size SD card reader and a Thunderbolt 3 port. It has a 144Hz panel and much more powerful components to better handle, say, 4K content and good frame rates in all current video games. The downside is that its larger power brick makes it 2 pounds heavier than the Mag 15U. Its 7 hours of battery life, although it's good, is 4 hours less than the Mag 15U, and it is $300 more expensive. The Mag 15U has a great screen for a 60Hz. It's very lightweight with battery life to match, so it's ideal for a road warrior who wants a dedicated GPU to accelerate programs or to do some gaming on the side. Now in truth, you can't go wrong with either, although my personal preference would be the regular Mag 15 unless the price difference was more like $500. I'd like to thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.